We all know that Donald Trump is way too friendly with Russia, one of our country's greatest enemies. Well, today, a disastrous press conference took place, and he took Russia's side in their war and even promoted Russian-style foreign policy. The guy who claims to not be connected to Russia is now openly supporting Putin and his deadly policies. You've got to see what Trump had to say, but first, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Right out of the gates, Donald Trump slipped up today and admitted that he fully believes all of Russia's propaganda. This was definitely something his team and Republicans wish he had kept quiet.
So, a big part of the problem was Russia for many, many years, long before Putin said you could never have NATO involved with Ukraine. Now, they've said that. That's been like written in stone. And somewhere along the line, Biden said, no, they should be able to join NATO. Well, then Russia has somebody right on their doorstep, and I could understand their feeling about that. But there were a lot of mistakes made in that negotiation. And when I heard the way that Biden was negotiating, I said, you're going to end up in a war. And it turned out to be a very bad war. And it could escalate. That war could escalate to be much worse than it is right now.
They can never join NATO.
Well, my view is that it was always understood. In fact, I believe that they had a deal, and then Biden broke it. They had a deal which would have been a satisfactory deal to Ukraine and everybody else, but that Biden said, no, you have to be able to join NATO.
In this clip, Trump claims that Putin was right to invade Ukraine because America violated a deal to never be allies with Ukraine. Except there is one problem with this. It's just not true. The United States has never had any agreement to not let NATO expand east. And this is so crazy because this is literal Russian propaganda. Trump also said that Biden helped cause the war because he encouraged Ukraine to join NATO, except this is not true either. Ukraine wasn't in the process to join NATO until after Russia started bombing them. Biden has actually refused to let them into NATO while at war. Donald Trump is now openly spreading Vladimir Putin's propaganda, but it gets even worse. Donald Trump then backed up his insane plans to start taking land from our neighbors, such as Greenland and Panama. When he was asked if he could say that he wouldn't pursue invading other countries in North America, Trump said that he couldn't make any promises. Trump then claims that America needs to take land from our neighbors to protect our country and protect our economy. This is the exact same thing that Putin said just before invading Ukraine. Just take a look at this.
Please.
President, thank you. I wanted to touch on the world on fire that you mentioned, but let's start, if we could, with your references to Greenland and the Panama Canal, so forth. Can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
And can you tell us a little bit about what your plan is? Are you going to negotiate a new treaty? Are you going to ask the Canadians to hold a vote? What is the strategy?
Yeah, I can't assure you, you're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two. But I can say this, we need them for economic security. The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something. Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country. It's being operated by China. China. And we gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We didn't give it to China. And they've abused it. They've abused that gift. It should have never been made, by the way. Giving the Panama Canal is why Jimmy Carter lost the election, in my opinion.
Donald Trump is now all but admitting to us that he is an asset of the Russians. He supports their position in Ukraine very clearly, but even more dangerously, Donald Trump wants to bring deadly Russian foreign policy into the United States. This is a stupidly dangerous man playing a stupidly dangerous game with the entire world. Everyone will need to stay informed over the next 4 years, and what better way than leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button.